The globe. So this globe, as you examine it, Teshik, it's a small spear, um, small globe. The glass in it's pretty thick, weighs about a pound. It doesn't. It has very unique, like, holy symbol, or not holy, like magic runes, kind of etched along one border. Make me a. Hang on, let me. What do I want you to make? I want you to make a. Make me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, boys. It's like my best roll.
Okay. So, at examining this item, you have heard of these, and you may even have seen some before. Of items of like magical nature, this is one that would be relatively kind of common amongst druids, but not this particular one. There are typically, when an item like this is crafted, it is crafted kind of as a totem, like totem of either one of the moons or one of the suns. This one appears to be more along the lines of a sun. You understand this item as a drift globe, an item that can radiate light, and an item that can kind of be commanded to follow alongside you. The problem, though, is it has command words. A command word to activate the light, and a command word to cause it to follow alongside you. You would have to find a means of determining what the command word was.
And like the writing on it, can I read the runes?
The arcane runes, or the magical runes along its side, they don't appear to be any coherent words, just kind of like magic scribblings that empower it. So really nothing specific, just arcane markings channeling the light of the sun.
And so even with the decent Arcana roll and the detect magic, I'm not sure what the command word might be. Is it something I could like try and figure out, or is it gonna need like talking to somebody?
Typically the command words, they have something to do with the source that it is being derived from. So if one of these drift globes was channeling the light of a moon, the command words would have something to do with the moon it was being channeled from. If it was being channeled from the sun, it would have something to do with one of the suns that it was being channeled from. Which that could be a broad list of possibilities, you know.
Is it? And this one looks like it's a sun one, or it looks like it's a moon one?
It looks more along the lines of one of the suns, but you're really not certain. It's really hard to tell.
All right.
The ones that you've seen that have been channeled by a moon, they are typically more of a darker glass tint, while the suns appear to be either a brighter tint of glass or a clear glass. This one here, it's a clear glass.
I just, if I can't figure it out, I'll just put it away and go back to sleep.
Okay. All right. So the rest of the night passes uneventfully.
Here, Ryden's just gonna stare at all the gems. Like, this is the most money he's ever had in his life.
So officially now we are on the day of the first eclipse. And you guys expect to arrive in the valley of the Twin Peaks, in the strip of the Twin Peaks, the next morning. The day progresses pretty uneventfully. Time comes to set up camp. Does anyone wish to roll a D100?
We believe in you, Tim. We believe. Part of the car.
And let me know what you roll. Was someone rolling the D100?
Oh,
I
Tim
rolled
rolled
30. Sorry, I had myself
Oh.
muted and I was typing up my spell list.
Okay. So you guys set up camp.
Yeah.
Do you guys assume the same watch order?
Yeah, I think so. Real quick, do I still have that temporary HP?
No, the temporary HP has faded away.
Okay. Good.
So you guys set up watches. Does anyone wish to frame a scene during the watches or during your watch?
I can't if no one else wants to.
Go for it.
Hmm.
The first watch passes uneventfully. Second watch passes uneventfully. Third watch, Raiden, all yours.
Real quick before then,
Yeah.
Ryden would wake up and see that there's what I assume to be a white horse now in the midst of our camp. So there's that.
He'll just shake his head.
What's the white horse for?
Fine steed. Here I'll.
I can pull it up.
Now officially, Elgin's a better Beastmaster than Ryden.
Raiden, the floor is yours.
So let's see. What have we learned so far about him. I think he's just learned that one time when he was young, he like stole some food, and the man that was chasing him got killed by his mother, and she like scolded him. Let's see. I think Ryden's older. Not really sure how much older. He just looks like a teenager, and his mother's teaching him how to shoot a bow. And you see a similar gauntlet or a similar glove that Raiden has. Not the same one, but she speaks some magical words that is translated for the audience. Strangle the bone of my hatred, and then the black gauntlet like summons forth with a bow that looks a lot fancier than the one Raiden has. And she's showing him the art of drow shooting, which is or drow archery. It's a lot different than typical medieval archery. It's more like Mongolian, where they like hold the arrows in the same hand that they pull the drawstring back with. And she looks to Raiden, and he like kind of wearily starts to shoot, and he ends up missing the target. And then you see she gets like really furious and starts like shouting at him. And then he like runs off, looking like he's scared for his life. And then she gets mad and chases off of him. As she's running off, she says, "Free my soul from its cage," and the gauntlet turns back into a glove, and the scene's over.
So I have a question. What happened to this bow that your mother had?
It is still with her.
So wait, the bow that you had, so it's this bow you're describing is different from the one that you have now.
Yeah.
But it also came, the one that you were describing, did that come out of a gauntlet or no?
Yeah.
So is it like just a thing of your people in general to have these like bows that pop out of gauntlets?
I think it was specific to the Rapcall family.
Oh, okay, so that's just like your thing.
Yeah, they were known for their archery skills. And it was part of the family wielding these gauntlets called Black Talons. And it was like a great dishonor to have your bow disarmed. So they made gauntlets specifically for that not to happen.
I see.
Either of you guys lack inspiration, feel free to take it. Teshik, I'm curious, how does Teshik's night go under the eclipse moon?
So usually this is actually kind of, so this is like how the eclipse moon is viewed, at least by the druid community at large, and largely how Teshik views it too. But since the eclipse moon is since there's no like visible moon showing, it's kind of like, it's like the purge almost for druids. It's like this period of like 2 nights where druids will typically, not really have any formal ceremonies or anything. It's just viewed as this very scary and dangerous time where kind of anything goes. So that's how he would be feeling right now with this dark moon, and knowing what's about to come. That he feels like all his anger and everything just being like he's trying to hold it all back, but he's just so ready to just dive into this eclipse and find all these fuckers and kill them all. So he's very unrestrained right now.
The night passes rather uneventfully. You guys wake up the next day. As you wake up, you wake up to a rainy day. Dark clouds in the sky. What do you guys do? Not far. You guys see the Twin Peaks off in the horizon.
So should we expect them to already be there?
Most likely.
And what's going on with this white horse?
Yeah,
And
I'm
what the fuck?
just getting all my stuff packed up. Should probably roll con save. Yeah,
Oh,
nailed it. So I just stretched in the morning, like a little sore, but not feeling too bad. I'm like, oh yes, Zahara. She's my horse.
I mean, was she following us the entire time?
No. One of the things that had a long talk with Rykel, he told me it wasn't becoming of a paladin of my stature as I was to not have a steed. He mentioned how I could, ask Core for a faithful companion to take me into battle. So last night while I was on watch, it seemed fairly peaceful, and I took the time to ask him, and she appeared. And I'm sitting there like brushing this bright white warhorse.
Hmm. Well, I guess that's not the weirdest thing that's happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Teshik would probably remark at the weather, unrelated to what you guys are talking about, but you might be like, the weather spirits mourn for those that have fallen in this conflict, but there shall be vengeance soon.
Well, I guess let's go do this.
Yeah, I think that we should probably deal with this issue that we have. And I look over at Teshik. I'm like, I can't wait to see the masterpiece that you're planning on painting.
Ah, yes, though. It'll be seen for miles. Be the greatest fire that's ever been built.
Mm.
Well,
So you guys head off.
Yeah, and I think as they're walking off, Ryden's like a little bit behind. He'll look up to the clouds. He'll say, "Well, this is good of any day to die."
Oh, and now
Okay,
that's morning.
as you guys,
Just changing out Fine Steed for protection from poison today.
what was that? I'm sorry.
Just changing out Fine Steed for protection from poison for today's spell list.
Okay. And can you guys once more give me your HP and AC? Wait a minute, actually, I still got it.
Yeah, please don't make me say it again. I don't want to be reminded.
Okay, let me make sure I got this all right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Teshik, 45 HP. Your AC 16.
Mm-hmm.
Raiden. Raiden.
Yep.
HP, it's really high.
Mm-hmm.
Your AC is 16.
Yep.
Snaky Snake, 20 HP. AC 17. Elgin is 61 and 19.
Yep. And the horse has, as far as I know, because I'm too lazy to look up the celestial archetype, then the horse has 19 HP and oh damn it, did I?
Its AC should be 11.
Yeah, 11 AC.
Okay. So as you guys approach closer to the Valley of the Twin Peaks, there's like absolutely no grass. The entire area, it's rocky, it's muddy, the rain is pouring. It opens up into a valley. I revealed a small area. And make me perception checks as you are revealed into this area. And let me know what you roll.
27.
Oh, snap.
27. Nice.
17.
14.
I'm
Oh, no,
like,
let me do my
I just
damage.
imagine Teshik is just vividly focused on the task ahead right now and just isn't missing shit right now.
So you come into this area, and as you come into this area, so you're in this like thin valley, and like right next to you, like there's these like rock walls that scale up. They're probably about like they range from like 30 to about 40 feet high. And then further along those rocks, there's like another set of like ledges that go up. These ledges are probably about like 90 feet high. And then even further, there's these massive like ledges that scale up like you don't even know how high, like massively, like so the second tier of ledges is probably close to double in some spots, and that second tier was about 90 feet high. So they scale up. And then to your left, as you examine, there's another one of those super tall ledges, and you see swooping down from one of the ledges, Black Wyvern.
Um, I'm gonna just cast protection from poison on myself right now.
Wait, did it seem like the wyvern noticed this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would like to
Like
do
as
the
soon
same.
as you like came in.
Yeah.
Um. Let's see real quick. So this wyvern swoops down. Someone roll me a D100.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to use my good rolls on this shit. Oh, damn it.
92.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Someone want to make me an initiative roll, or everyone make me initiative rolls.
Come on, Raiden. Son of a. Why?
Okay. So this wyvern is swooping down. It's a bit out of range right now. While it is like, what is that, 20 feet away? It's still about like 80 feet up.
Don't worry, I can hit that.
So, Dan, you are first.
Alright, I would just yell to them, deal with this, I have to find the girl. And I'll start just running forward. That's 30 feet.
Okay.
So then I'll use
You
a
are running forward.
dash to go another 30 feet.
Okay, so, Elgin.
Well, as Teshik runs off, then I look at Raiden. I'm like, Raiden, try to keep up. And I follow along. There we go.
Wow.
I'm on a horse. Life
Make
is
a
good.
perception roll. Perception check.
I got those somewhere. If I can find them, I can read. 6.
Okay.
I'm really perceptive.
Super.
And let's see. Raiden.
Raiden will. I guess he will book it. And that is it.
Okay, so let's see. The wyvern flies in pursuit. It flew out this way, and it makes another dash action to kind of come down closer to the ground. So now it's about 30 feet up in the air. And as all of that is going on, another wyvern swoops down. On a V line towards Tim, towards Elgin. So this one swoops down and it launches its stinger and lunges in for a bite. Let's see. Elgin has 19 AC.
That is correct.
Okay, so it lunges its stinger at you. You're able to dodge out of the way. It's got so much momentum behind it that it thuds into the ground next to you, and you can get an attack of opportunity.
An 11.
The 11 misses. And
Yeah.
as you fling your hammer and it misses, it lunges in for the bite. The bite critically connects. It lashes out and it bites your arm as your arm swings head over hand over head. For max damage. Wait a minute, no, not max damage. It does 18 points of damage.
I don't think I'm going to make this save.
It wasn't. It
No,
didn't need a save.
My concentration check.
Oh.
Buzz pass.
Concentration.
Okay, so this wyvern is down on the ground next to you. And we are back to the top of the initiative order with Dan or Teshik.
Oh, what am I trying to? So no sign of a girl yet or anything.
Not yet.
I guess, sure, moving up a bit. What's the weather like right now?
It's raining pretty hard. Occasional boom of thunder.
Alright. We're gonna keep moving along here. And I'm just gonna be like, there will be nothing left of you foul beasts when I'm done with you. And I guess you would kind of see like the moonlight kind of like flicker in Teshik's eyes, and kind of like the storm in the sky would kind of start shaping into like a moon shape, as I basically, you know, like sculpt the storm into that moon, and then I'm just gonna start flinging lightning at these wyverns. So I'll fling lightning at this one here. So that's a dex save for it.
Okay, I tell you right now, it failed its deck save.
Alright, so takes 18 lightning damage.
Yeah, lets out this like massive squeal. Raiden.
So I think Raiden is going to back up a little bit. And he is going to speak the words of his gauntlet and summon forth his bow.
Okay.
And then cry in his corner. Just a little bit there.
Okay. So we are on the wyverns.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Are you skipping me?
Did I skip you?
I think so.
I did. You are up.
You don't like me to go. Yeah. Elgin just trying to get accustomed to swinging his warhammers from a horse. The last time he got bit, he's a little more prepared this time as he goes to make his 2 attacks against the wyvern for 25.
Yeah, that wyvern cries out. And let's see. The wyverns are up. The one off in the distance a little bit swoops down, and from a distance it flings its stinger. It flings its stinger at Teshik, and it goes in for a bite as well.
I have no idea what my actual AC is, but I don't know what the armor is, but
I have taken factors into consideration on your armor. I have it marked down.
Yeah, just know that my normal armor is 2, so it's whatever the difference between that is. And as my reaction, I think I'm just gonna merge the stone into me.
Okay. As this happens, the merging effect, it kind of like stumbles up this dumb creature for an instant, and its stinger pierces down, but you're able to dodge out of the way, and you've got good position, and I will give you an attack of opportunity.
I don't have a weapon out.
Okay. Well then I will give you.
Can I shoot lightning?
No. It still has its second attack, and I'll just give it disadvantage on its second attack. It lunges in for a bite. The bite misses. Let's see. And after the missed bite, the creature uses the rest of its movement to fly off. This one here, it flings its stinger in at Elgin.
Mhm.
The stinger misses, and it goes in for a bite. The bite critically connects.
Of course it does.
Man, that thing's out to get.
For 13 points of damage. And then it goes to use its movement action to fly off, which provokes an attack of opportunity.
Well, this worked really well last time, so we'll try it again. Uh, 12.
A 12 is... Wait a minute. The 12 is a miss. Gee. All right. And back to the top of the initiative order, which is Dan.
Let's see. Guess I would keep pursuing after these guys.
As you pursue, you see one of them flying up above one of the nearby cliffs.
Yeah, keep striking lightning down on these fuckers. 22 or 11 if it saves.
You said 22?
Yeah.
It does not save, and you strike it. Takes a toll off of it.
That's all I got.
Okay. Elgin.
I ride forward up to Teshik, and I... what's my health? 30. I give myself 20 HP as my hand glows softly as I touch to my chest, healing the wounds. And that's my turn.
Raiden.
Okay, so real quick, how high up is this like cliff area on the side of us?
So, the first tier of cliffs is about like 30 feet up. The second tier of cliffs is about 90 feet up. This last tier is, it's around the 150-ish mark, between the 150-ish mark and the 200 feet mark. They tarry somewhere in the middle.
Okay. So Raiden's going to like begin to like start running, and he's going to like jump in the air, and then he's going to cast Misty Step onto the first cliff. First.
Okay, where are you going?
Right. It's more appropriate. And let me. I can see this wyvern, right?
Is it in range of your sight? Can you see 100 feet?
Well, my longbow has a range of 400.
Okay.
That's 400.
You have disadvantage. What's the distance? And it
Yeah.
is also daylight.
That's
I thought it was
overcast.
raining. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind. I had it wrong. It's 150 to 600. So yeah, I'm definitely. I will pull out 2 arrows real quick, and then I'll launch them at the underbelly of the wyvern. $22 for the first one,
Okay.
and 10 damage. And the second one is 27 for 7 damage.
Let's have a cry. And with the cry, the wyvern flies out of sight. And we are back to the top of the initiative order with Dan. Teshik.
Yep, just keep trudging along. Still trying to find that girl. Don't see her yet, I'm assuming.
As you come around the corner, you are met by the held action of 3 wyverns. They charge in.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hello.
Three stingers lunge out. The dice fell off the table. Only one of the stingers connect. As for the bites, 1 bite connects, and you also have 1 attack of opportunity. So we have 1 bite and 1 stinger. Let's do the stinger first. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see.
Also, as these, as the wyverns charged in, you noticed over here this like black marking, this black square.
Mhm.
You see the corpse of a dead black wyvern with like a pike through it, and on one end of the pike, you see the head of the creature that, or the head of the druid that you'd met the prior.
So the first
So-
save is the poison. The second save is for my concentration.
Okay.
So I save and then take whatever.
Okay, let's see. Let me tally this up real quick. 3, 7, 11. Okay, altogether from the stinger, you take 15 points of damage. And then from the bite, you take 8 points of damage.
So, was any of that halved? Because I have like damage resistance up the wazoo right now.
Okay, the damage resistance, was that for poison?
I have bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, and poison.
Okay, let's see. So if you already, hang on. So on the stinger, for the poison on the stinger, if you fail, it's 76. If you pass, it's half that. So if you have resistance to poison, would it be half of the half?
Just do it like a quarter, yeah. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. Say 11 points of damage from the stinger and the bite all together. So let's see. Okay. So, oh, and you have an attack of opportunity on one of them.
And then,
And roll me a d6 to see which one it is.
I can't take it. Well, no, I'm gonna shapeshift, but I'm not right now, so I don't think it'd be fair to. Unless I could legitimately shapeshift as he's coming. No, I just gonna attack last turn. It's fine.
I think, hang on. I think it would be fair to say, because you can take your shapeshift as like a bonus action or a reaction, correct?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be using my action to shoot lightning at these guys first, so it wouldn't make sense that I'm using my action to wait for them to get here, shoot lightning, and then shapeshift, and then take a bonus action. Yeah, so I think it's if I was just doing that, then I think that'd be fair.
Seshik wouldn't be running around with his little scimitar.
Whichever, the one that I was going to give you attack of opportunity on, I can just give him disadvantage on his save.
I guess Tim has a point. I might be running around with my wooden scimitar out, so I'd say that'd be like the extent of it, is I'd get a little bitch attack with that thing. If
I can give you that. Yeah, that's fair. If you want to roll a d6 to see which one it hits.
I don't even know if I still have this thing. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's take that bitch, just the first one, so the 11, so it doesn't hit anyways.
No.
All right. So. Let's see. Oh. Just lightning strike myself? Am I that big of a boss?
Be a boss. Yellow.
I gotta get the extra value, you know? It's like.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'd lightning strike. That's probably too crazy. Unless. Oh, hold on. Anyway.
I mean, are you the mayor of Value Town? Or?
See, this is one of those fun things where, like, I feel like it'd be fun to have, like, a sort of if you can aim at a precise point, but if you miss, you end up striking yourself with lightning kind of thing. I think that'd be funny. So yeah, I guess I would be aiming at this point here with the lightning bolt, and I guess it technically wouldn't. It's still probably hits. Yeah, I don't even fucking. I don't think there's a way to do it. So
Just man mode it.
yeah,
Eat the lightning.
I'm basically shooting lightning at myself. I'm like full feral rage mode right now. So yeah, okay. So this giant lightning bolt comes down and strikes right here. So everyone has to make dex saves.
I will give you advantage on this. On your deck save.
Killed it.
Well, it didn't matter.
That nat
And
20.
with your deck save and your nat 20, I'm gonna say no damage for you.
Oh yeah.
So you guys see the dots on them?
Yep.
Okay, so the one with the red dot fails his save. Blue dot fails his save. Purple dot fails his save. I hate you.
I rolled like shit. It's okay. 13 damage in total. It's about as low as you'll ever see for 40. And then I'll use my bonus action to shapeshift into something. I'll figure out what that is. But someone else can go.
Brad, I think you need to shame your dice. You need to punish them.
No, don't do that.
Punish them.
Elgin.
Yeah, as I'd ride up on Zahara, and as I round the corner, how is this red dot wyvern looking?
He's fried to a crisp. He's been shot by a few lightning bolts, few arrows.
No, so he looks great.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, no, I didn't move. What is this? As I ride up, then I cast Bane. So if all three of the wyverns can make charisma saving throws. It's DC 13.
A 6, a 4, and a 4.
Okay. So for the next, was it 10 rounds? Or, well.
Uno memento.
Oh yeah, no, that's not concentration. Sweet. Finally, there's a spell that's not terrible. So for the next 10 rounds, they, whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw, they have to subtract 1d4 from their attack roll or saving throw.
No. What?
Yep.
Attack roll or saving throw, they subtract a 1d4.
Yep.
It is concentration though, Brad. Or Tim. You just don't have the right one, I don't think.
Did I fuck it up?
No, you did. Not at all. How dare you doubt yourself?
So
Bane and Bless
at
are
the
like
end
the
of their
same spell.
turns,
They're-
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're like opposites of each other.
Yeah, it
Bless
is.
gives your allies partners. Yeah.
I dragged this from. I blame the SRD.
Well, you actually dragged that directly in from the SRD.
Pretty sure.
Damn. Let's see if it's in the SRD. Some of these spells actually aren't. That one.
Bane is. It does not have it as a.
Oh, it does have concentration on there. It just didn't
Didn't copy over, yeah.
copy over for some reason. Okay,
Oh,
lovely. All right,
Good to know the SRD sucks sometimes. Or at least the row 20.
Yeah, I'll keep track of it, Brad. I'll let you know if it fades. But that is the end of my turn.
Trust me, I will stay on you on it. Okay, so Raiden.
Okay, I'm assuming these wyverns aren't big enough to be seen over 30 foot.
No.
Okay.
Well, is this one? This one's sitting on top of the rock face, isn't it?
I actually see it more along the lines of flying over Teshik. And like half that square is that I had it on is the rock, and the other half isn't. Right.
And I can't see the one flying over?
No.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I guess I'll keep on moving.
How far can you see? What is okay as you move there? That's cool. Move back to where you are.
They don't have like a, like a range that you can see. I mean, I could probably see,
Okay.
It's not like
as
dark
you
or anything, right?
no. As you move forward, a pretty young elf, not like a child elf, like late teens, early 20s, which is practically an elf infant, along this cliff about like 90 feet tall, appears restrained.
Yeah, okay. That's all I can do. So I would just admire her, I guess.
And my turn.
I probably should have moved just a smidge closer. Well,
yeah, I mean, Tasha can't feel your divine.
The divine love.
I think I'm the size large, so technically I think I might be 1
What
foot in
have
there.
you wild shaped into?
There's so many cool shit. God, I don't even fucking know what I want. It's all large though, so it doesn't actually matter which one I pick. It's just boring to do it every time. Right, computer
Maybe
chat.
you're
Holy
like a
shit,
wild
that's
druid.
a huge. That's kind of fun. Yeah, sure, let's go with this. I'm gonna be the constrictor.
And it's
So,
huge.
Yeah, it's huge. So it'd be.
Wait, so you're going Anaconda?
Yeah, I'm going Anaconda. So I guess that's 15 by 15. Is that right? Is that what it is in 5e?
Oh yeah,
Michael?
huge is 15. Yeah. Every size category goes up by 5 feet. Besides, I think gargantuan. Jumps like 10.
So I'm gonna have to basically be.
Let's hope Ice Cube isn't here.
Is that fair?
Yeah. I think that's actually I'm fine with that because a snake would technically be longer, so I think I'm okay with it.
Maybe a little thinner.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder, they actually had categories of like large, or like you could be like long large, or wide large, or whatever, or tall large. So I think I'm fine with it.
So, you transform into this snake. The 3 wyverns go to bash into you once more with their stingers. Are you?
I'm telling you, you gotta shame them dice.
Well, don't forget you got to roll
I
that
rolled a
-4.
natural 3, a natural 7, and a natural 1.
Well,
Let's try the bites.
What's 1 minus 1d4?
Well, 1 bite connects. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my AC
10
actually
points of damage.
the 7 might even potentially hit because my AC is only 12 right now. because I don't think the armor functions when I'm charging.
Well, it's a 7d4 minus 4, so
Okay, minus the D4. I rolled a 1.
No.
So
If it has a +6 to hit, it hits.
there you go.
it does hit.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, actually 2 bites connect.
Use an additional +2 on him as
2
well.
bites. 1 stinger. Everything's half damage. Do you want to make a con save? Well, you already did. 19. I hate you.
No, 19.
Okay. What is your wild shape HP and AC?
My AC right now is 12, and my remaining HP is
What was the HP?
50.
50. Well, I took out half, 25, even that, and that is with all the. Wait a minute, hang on. Nope, I forgot one. Does 20 points of damage.
That's a big snake. That's a tough. I don't like it.
Okay, and one of the wyverns did fall prone before you. Roll me a d6 to see which one you get the attack of opportunity on. 2. Okay, make the attack.
Be more prepared for these things. Snake bite 2d6. 20. Oh, that's pretty crap. Okay.
Oh, what's this?
Why? What do we have here?
Oh my.
That's okay. Not proficient, but there we go. 24.
For 12 damage.
That snake's scary, man.
Okay, you reach out and you bite at the one that you had the attack of opportunity on was the most damaged. And you reach out and you bite at him. And following the bite, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep man moding. So this giant snake now is like, these 3 dragons I just imagine are kind of like lashing up at the snake, which is all poised, and you just see the eye, like the snake's eyes just glow white again, and this like giant moon of the storm is just like revolving around it. It just shoots down more lightning right into the middle of all 4 of us. So that's dex saves for everybody.
Make one yourself. I mean, no. What am I talking about? Wait, what were you doing again? Was it lightning?
Yes.
It is for myself as well. I'm like in a full fucking rage right now. I'm not even giving
You
shits.
can cast spells from your wild shape.
You can maintain concentration on a spell.
Okay.
So like if you cast, say like call lightning or something, you can keep focusing on it and activating it, but you can't cast another spell.
Okay, that's cool. Go ahead and make the save yourself.
14, which I think is my DC. I think that just means my DC.
So red dot wyvern fails. This purple dot passes.
No, my DC is actually 15.
Did you subtract the 1d4?
Let's see. Even with the 1d4, the 2 that pass still pass.
Okay.
So we all take 18 damage. And I'm gonna make a con save. Good. And I speak. Because I'm a man.
And the ones that pass take half damage, right?
Yep. So they would take 9.
And how much did you take damage?
Mm-hmm.
How
I
much,
took
or
the
how
same
much did you
amount.
take? Was it 18 or 9?
It's it'd be. Am I still getting an advantage on dodging my own spell if I'm shooting it at this guy,
Yes,
or no?
yes.
All right, then
I'll
I
give you
take 9.
advantage on it.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Elgin.
I'm not quite as fancy, so I just ride in on my white horse and attempt to smack a wyvern with the warhammer a few times. 13 and 16.
They both hit. Which one were you hitting? The same one?
The one that I can hit, the red dot.
Okay. Go ahead and describe to me how he dies.
Just as the lightning hits the wyvern, its head's down. It's kind of shaken. And I just bash it on the head twice as it just collapses to the ground, motionless.
Raiden.
So, Raiden will continue to move up, feeling extremely useful right now. And he will look towards the girl and shout out, "Hey, are you okay? You awake? Are you alive? Are you single?"
There is no response.
Huh? I guess I will just get up to this edge, and that will be it.
Okay. The 2 remaining wyverns thrust their stingers in at this giant snake. And they also go in for bites. One stinger connects, even with the minus D4. As for the bites, neither connect. Do you want to make a Constitution save, Teshik?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's see.
Man, you've been crushing on the Constitution saves.
That's not even with the +2 from Elgin.
Yep.
Yeah, every time Raiden has sex, he's gonna have to have Elgin around, so he doesn't roll crap on his.
I don't think it works like that.
Oh no.
Okay. Altogether, Teshik, you suffer 11 points of damage. Following the 11 points of damage, the 2 wyverns both go to fly off. Teshik, I believe you can get attacks of opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So, wait, let me look this up. I will actually use my constrict attack on it then. On one of them at least.
Okay. And how does this work? Is it like a grapple?
If it connects, then they have to make a grapple save, or they get grappled. And I will use my inspiration on it. 'Cause I, like, you just see, like, fire in the snake's eyes. It's just like, fuck no, you're not getting me. So it makes a DC 16. I think it can be either.
Strength or dex. Should be.
And the target is grappled. Oh, okay, I think it has to use its action to try and escape. If that's right. And the target is grappled, escape DC 16.
Okay, do you have a preference on which of the two you were reaching out to?
Nope. Probably just this one probably flew more across my body than the other one, so I would assume that was the one that, like, tried to go across my body. I would just wrap my body around it. So the purple
that
one.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Following the constriction. Teshik, it is your turn.
Alright. Oh god, now I have to look up grapple rules. Doing grapple.
Well, you don't have to do anything if you have a grapple.
Grappling is page 195.
I found the condition.
But it is considered restrained, so any attacks on it have advantage, and they count as a critical hit if you hit it.
Oh, is that what restrain does?
No. Restrain just gives you advantage. It does not. But it's still good. And it can't.
So I don't. There's nothing special about me maintaining a grapple. It's just all on him to escape. Is
Yep.
what it basically comes down to. Okay. Did that wyvern that threw away? Did it seem weak or like low HP or anything like that? Was it pretty beat up?
It's definitely not the one that flew away. It's definitely not like full health. It's taken a blow, but it looks pretty steadfast.
Well, I'll try and shoot it with lightning anyways and see what happens.
And it gets a dex save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that was a good hit.
Failed.
So, 23.
What the crap? There it is. Okay, lets out a cry, a shriek. And as it does that, Elgin?
How high up is this ridge line?
30 feet.
About 30 feet. The wyvern's probably another 20 feet flying above that, so it's probably about 50 feet in the air.
Oh, that sucks.
Jump, horsey, jump! What's his name?
Her name is Zahara, and actually I could Misty Step because any spell I cast that affects me, and only me while I'm riding the horse, affects the horse also. So yeah, it does make that a Beastmaster.
Misty Step at 50 feet into the air.
How far does Misty Step go? I thought it's only 30 feet.
Oh,
yeah, it's 30 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was joking.
No. Well, I guess if I can't go anywhere, I'm just gonna beat up this helpless wyvern that's just sitting here. So if it's movement 0, that means I get advantage?
Yes.
You just get advantage because it's restrained.
Yeah. Just gonna attempt to smack it a couple of times here while it's just unable to move. 14 and a 15 for attack rolls.
For a total of 20 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay, let's out a shriek while all that is going on. Raiden.
So Ryan's gonna pull 2 arrows out of his quiver, and he's gonna launch them at the wyvern flying away, and he's gonna use his inspiration to hopefully feel like he's doing something for this fight. Ugh.
7 points of damage.
And it's 16 again for 13 points of damage. 22.
Yeah, it lets out a cry. And the wyvern's turn. The one that you just shot right in makes a V line your way, launches its stinger at Strayu. It connects, lunges in for the bite.
Wait, does it still have the minus D4 because of Bane?
It does.
What's Strayu's AC again?
Isn't it 17?
17. Oh, that's pretty good. The D4 actually might make a difference. And it did not. The bite with the D4, it misses. Strayu's HP is 20.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure the poison alone will kill it.
Alright.
Do you want to make a con save?
I just imagine this stinger is like bigger than the actual snake, and it just like it just went through the snake entirely, and there's just nothing left of the snake. Yeah.
Strayun opens its mouth to like try to bite the wyvern as it's coming at it, and the stinger just pierces down through it and rips it in half.
Wasn't anything personal, Michael. Strayu was just closer.
No, Stray is actually inside my cloak. It's just that I don't want to overlap.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, then the attack gets moved to you if Strayu's in your cloak.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
that's actually
You're-
worse. That's worse. Strain has higher con than me.
So, Michael, what's the point of the grappler feat? I'm like reading it, and it
Oh, you
gives
can
me.
grapple
I get it.
bigger creatures. Right?
Is that basically it? Because it doesn't make any sense because it says you have advantage on attack rolls against a creature that you're grappling, but then restrain says you have its advantage on creatures
Oh,
that are
well, if you're
restrained.
grappling, normal grapple isn't restrained. Grappled.
Oh, okay. So it's like only like the snake special type.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
How about a crit fail? How about them apples?
It's actually a 0.
Okay.
Well,
I
my
think
cloak is.
your next action you're going to have disadvantage on.
Yeah, because I'm totally gonna be.
Alive for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Are you sure it's not like the stinger attempts to pierce Raiden, but it just happens to be a snake in the way
No.
inside of his
Both
jacket?
of us. We go down together.
He's giving like the D100 on it, like 5% chance. D20. Roll a natural 20, it hits the snake.
No. Michael's fault. It's going for Strayu. But then he said, no, Stray using my cloak.
This is true.
Yeah.
Save that snake.
Yeah. She means a lot to Raiden.
She meant a lot.
Yeah.
You're still
Oh.
alive, except for the bite.
You find yourself at 1. No, the bite missed as well.
Oh, okay.
You find yourself at 1 HP. And make me another con save because of your nat 1.
No, don't worry. I'll roll on that one again.
Okay, recouping from this devastating blow. Hang on, let me think about this for a minute. All right, you're just going to have disadvantage on your next, whatever your next action is. And let's see. Now to contest this grapple, what is it? Strength versus strength.
It's an athletics or an athletics or an acrobatics check.
It's different since I'm a beast. It's just an escape DC of 16, so it just has to make. It's not like the normal grapple. So I think you just roll either escape artist or athletics, whichever is higher for the
athletics
creature.
or acrobatics.
Acrobatics is not escape artist. That's right. And whichever is higher is what it tries to use, and it has to get a 16.
Okay, it failed its roll.
Yeah.
All right, Snake.
Okay, so Leslie, it is your turn.
Oh, it's halved. Okay, never mind. That'd be so funny. Yeah, I'll keep shooting lightning at the one that's up on the cliff. Is it landed or is it up in the air?
It's up in the air.
Okay. So I'll just shoot it at the thing itself and I won't do anything fancy.
All right, which one? You were talking about the one that just attacked Raiden?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, good rolls. Better save.
It failed.
So 27 lightning damage.
You guys begin to hear a very strange noise far off in the distance. Elgin, it is your turn.
Well, yeah, I continue, working on the railroad here. Wait, is it?
You still have advantage too.
Yeah, my bad. Well, that's a 21.
Oh, you might get a crit.
Okay, well, I'll roll one more, just on the off chance. Nope. So, 17.
17 damage
Mm-hmm.
to the restrained one.
Yes. Yeah, there's just a gap in the snake where the snake has wrapped up this wyvern, and I'm just smacking it in this open area.
Okay.
Did something happen that Raiden died? I thought you had 1 HP.
He does, but he has no action, so I think Michael put an X over himself.
Oh god.
Okay.
Oh no, it's
Right
because
in.
the wyvern is right
All
next to me, right? And
disadvantage.
then he got called lightning on, right?
Oh no, that's why I was saying he's up in the air. So like,
Yeah, he's up in
if
the
he was
air.
on the ground, I was gonna shoot it behind him. If he's up in the air, I'm shooting at him. But it
Oh,
won't
okay.
be hit. Yeah. Not trying to kill
Right
you.
in, it is your turn. You have disadvantage on whatever you do.
How badly does this thing look? How bad?
This one now appears just like barely be fighting, barely hanging on. It's taken a lot.
We're gonna risk it.
Just send the snake. Use the power of the snake.
Well, I still have to make one attack with my bow for the snake to attack. So
You have disadvantage anyway, so it's not like it
Yeah.
changes anything. Because
Yeah.
you can't afford to move out of range. Ooh. Get them, boys.
Its wings kind of flutter and it like kind of falls to the ground a little bit, but then it slowly begins like picking itself back up, barely hanging on.
don't worry, Stray's got this. Get him, girl.
Yes. That's gotta be enough. Come on.
Describe to me how Shreyu kills his wyvern.
So the like wyvern has its like mouth open, and when it lets out a scream, and like Stray like flies into its mouth, and like starts biting at the inside of its throat until it dies.
Brutal.
This other wyvern is going to make its save. I rolled a nat 20 on
Alright.
its contest. So is that like its whole? It's like attack
It's its
action?
action. It's its action, but not its move action.
Okay, it uses its movement action to fly off, not like to fly up.
Well, it thinks it does.
What, do you have an attack of opportunity?
I think we both do.
Okay, go ahead and make your rolls.
13.
We'll use some some inspiration here for 21. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a divine smite at it for an extra 15 radiant damage, dealing 23.
So, cool. It takes a pretty hefty blow. It flies up into the air, and as it's flying up into the air, before we get back around to Teshik, the sky is darkened as a horde of red dragons begin to fly over. One much larger than a group of smaller ones gathered around. As they fly over, this valley is just caked in darkness. They appear to be on a V line flying towards the city. And as they are on this V line, one of the smaller ones breaks off and it notices you guys in the valley. And it makes a V line down.
My body's ready.
Which direction are these dragons flying? They're flying towards
Ebonrod?
Ebonrod. Okay, let me look at something real quick. This smaller one. This is one of the smaller ones. It begins flying in. and it unleashes this cone of fire on the wyvern. So you guys see this wyvern fly down as it notices action in the valley, or this red dragon fly down as it notices the action in this valley, and it just unleashes this cone of fire. And you see this wyvern just engulfed in flames. And then as it's engulfed in flames, this red dragon flies kind of around towards the side and then through the flames towards you guys. Tashik.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you describe this dragon as large or huge?
Yeah. Guessing huge.
And has it ever been
No.
grappled by a snake?
It can definitely be
I would actually describe this as a medium creature.
You just made it look giant on the map to intimidate us.
Huh.
Well, my snake eyes will graciously thank just give a nod of approval for torching the dragon for me, so I didn't have to do it later, and I'll just go over and give it a hug, aka constrict it. 24.
So remind me one more time how this works.
So it's just restrained basically until it makes a DC 16 check. So that's all it is. It's just restrained. So look up the restrained condition.
Restrained creature speed becomes 0. They can't benefit from any bonus to speed. They attack rolls against them have advantage. They have disadvantage on attack rolls, and they have disadvantage on dexterity.
Okay.
And it takes 17.
Elgin.
Well, it's quite a turn of events. Yeah, I ride over to this dragon and I make my 2 attacks against it. For 21.
Okay. Raiden.
Oh, it helps when I'm, not muted.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to channel the ring.
Okay, roll me a D100.
In the 80.
Okay, now roll 3d8.
20. Almost got full HP.
So you are at 21 HP. That disappoints me.
And I'm actually going to jump down here.
Okay. And so on this restrained gig, so he has disadvantage if he is to attack. Say he attacks and he does connect even with disadvantage. Does that then break the restraint, or would you have to roll to still keep him restrained?
No, he's still
No.
restrained.
He's just biting at me. Yeah, it doesn't break it or anything. But actually, if he did enough damage for me to fall to wild shape, then he would be good. So I'm currently at 10 HP with resistance, though. So he'd have to do more than 20. Which maybe he can. I don't know what his damage is.
I mean, he has a dragon.
It's a
Yeah.
baby dragon.
Still a
So-
dragon.
So mom's around the corner because we're beating the shit out of her baby.
Well, let's just hope Time Wizard's not around, you know? Then we'd have an ancient dragon on it.
It's just going to bite you. And your AC is, I believe it was 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
It connects.
And with disadvantage
And the
too.
D4, yeah, with the D4.
No, it
It's
doesn't.
still
This doesn't have the minus D1d4.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So this wormling red dragon, it reaches out and it bites into the flesh of this constrictor. There's a deep piercing wound, and as it bites down and clamps down, fire from inside the dragon's mouth just begins to scorch the constrictor. Altogether, you take 15 points of damage. So, are you just knocked back out to your 31 health now?
Yep, I would be knocked out to 34. So I take 10. So I'm knocked back out to 29 by my math.
Now, let's see. The dragon is going to use its move action, and Teshik and Eljan, I believe you guys will get attacks of opportunity.
12.
I miss.
Both attacks miss.
Oh, I forgot my con save for concentration. Still good.
Okay. Teshik. He's about 30 feet away from you and about 60 feet high.
Can I do what do I know about dragons? Anything? These type of dragons?
They have fire breath. People say that they're immune to fire. Are there any specific questions you have?
Can I shoot lightning at it?
You don't see why not.
As far as I know, dragons, they have resistance to their one element usually. I think I would know that, so yeah. Yeah, I'll just blast it with lightning. Really good rolls. Does it save?
It does save.
So it takes 5 lightning damage. Run in fear, my friend. Run in fear.
Elgin.
Hold on. I'm gonna use. Really, none of us have. None of them has climb speed. That's crazy.
I thought all creatures have natural climb affinity, or like ability.
Surprised that none of. Maybe I just forgot to write it down. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I find that surprising that none of these new ones have any climb speed. Okay. This is swim speed. That could actually be right. I don't. It's kind of weird. In that case, I guess I have to go down to more. That one. Actually, I don't know if I can get up there yet. Anyways. I'll just change into. Is there any like ways to get up these cliffs at all, or are they just like straight up?
I will say that there's like. I will say you can climb up them. You would have to use like.
Double
I'll
move or
say
something?
yeah, double move.
Alright.
And if you take like an action while like climbing up it, it'd be at disadvantage. Unless you wanted to make a climb check, and if you pass the check, you could make the normal attack.
Whatever. I'll just go. I'm just gonna go over here, and I'll just change into a saber-toothed tiger. Let's just go with that. That's cool. I don't think you can jump or anything. It has balance. I don't know how that works. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, but that's my turn.
Okay, Elgin.
So what's the situation with this dragon? Is it perched on the top of that cliff, or
He's flying.
he's flying?
He's like 60 feet or 30 feet like away from you and about 60 feet in the air.
And what would I know about dragons in particular? Like, are there rumors that like dragons have talked to people or something along those lines?
The tales say that they are very, very intelligent creatures. Some would say they're even a race of their own. They weren't in ancient tales. They weren't viewed as monsters, but instead an intelligent race. And it said like this, the ancient red dragon, like the only ancient dragon that supposedly left. It said that he was like once like the advisor of one of the largest kingdoms of men.
So, how high up did you say it was? It was like 50 feet up?
About 50, 60 feet up.
Damn. So like if I moved here and were to use something that had a range of 60 feet, then I wouldn't be able to hit it.
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Say he's closer to the 50-foot mark.
I ride over on Zahara, and I shout up to the dragon. Grovel. And so that's what it says in the command spell. So if it understands common, then it would have to make a DC 13 wisdom save.
It passed.
Bastard.
Raiden.
Well, I don't want to, mess with that dragon at all. I'll leave him to his things. And I'm gonna start climbing up this to get to that girl.
Okay. The red dragon's turn. It uses its action to fly another 60 feet into the air.
So up higher.
Yep. So now it's like 100 feet in the air. Teshik.
Yeah. Keep eating lightning, bitch. I'm killing it with these rules.
It passed its save. So is it, I believe,
Six lightning damage. And then I'll use my movement to get. So I'll use all my movement to get up onto this cliff. That's it.
Okay, Elgin.
Well, this is unfortunate. So he's 100 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
Let's do some quick, simple math here. Just right over on Zahara. Drop the warhammer and produce a javelin and attempt to throw it at the dragon. Missing horribly.
All short.
Yep.
Raiden.
So how far did I make it up?
I'll say you're up the cliff.
So I'm at the girl.
Oh, you would have to climb up the next tier.
I will do that.
Okay. The dragon's turn. He's flying around. He kind of backs up to get a view on everything that's going on. He notices Raiden over here. He swoops in.
Yeah, it's next to a little harmless girl.
And he's going to make a grapple check.
He's gonna grapple me? Okay.
He's going to snatch you up. So what is this, like his strength versus your strength?
An athletics check versus athletics or acrobatics. The grappler is...
Okay, you need to beat a 23, Michael.
Okay, we're gonna roll this nat 20 right here. It's gonna happen. and see.
Okay. So let's see. Also, to clear something up, so the dragon was like 100 feet in the air, and that cliff's like 90 feet-ish up.
Okay.
It was like there. So, Michael, it grabs a hold of you,
Mm-hmm.
and it flies, and it drops you, like onto the lower tier, not to the very bottom. So you fall like 40 feet. Fall like 40 feet, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's nothing. And that's only 4d6.
Um,
20 points of damage. If you want to make an action to hang on to the dragon, I'm perfectly fine with that, Michael. Do you wish to fight its release?
Well, like I was saying, I only have one hand free because I have my bow in one hand.
I mean, you got one hand. There's a chance.
I will let you roll it with disadvantage.
So, an athletics check or
And I'll say I'll make it a DC 13.
okay. Well, there's a 6.
Okay. You fall and take 20 points of damage. I believe you are back at 1. Is
Yep.
that correct?
Fucker.
And so, let me see. So 20, 20, about 20. So it flies about another 20 feet into the air. Teshik. So it's about 120 feet into the air.
Little coward. So I can exactly jump it pretty much. Okay. So I'll just do like a just jump over here kind of thing, and I'll just turn to the dragon and just let out like a really loud like a saber tooth roar.
Nice.
Just and then oh, shoot. I'll aim lightning over here, so I'm like trying to clip its wing just to be safe. So I'm not like trying to blast right in.
Ryan's like 90 feet below him.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just being safe, I guess. Yeah. Got some decent rolls.
It failed its save.
So it's 17.
It takes a pretty hard blow from the lightning that time.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Elgin.
I guess I'm going to dismount my horse and grab my warhammer from the ground as I'd make it look like I'm going to climb the wall as I, prepare an attack in case the thing like comes down and swoops at me. So,
All right, can you repeat that one time? I'm sorry.
So I'd like to. So I get off Zahara, and I want to make it look like. Well, I pick up the warhammer, and I'm going to make it look like I'm going to try to climb the wall. And instead of like climbing it, I've prepared like if the dragon comes, I hit it. If that's allowed.
Okay, so you're preparing your action.
Yeah.
Okay, Raiden, it is your go. Raiden.
You might be muted.
I was muted. So I'm gonna move behind this, which I believe is a pillar, sort of.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing that, I'm gonna take 2 shots at the dragon. Just be like, "Fuck you, dragon! It wasn't cool." A 20 and a 21.
A 20 and a 21. Describe to me the death of this dragon.
So the first arrow hits towards its heart, but doesn't penetrate all the way and just like chips off the scale. And the second arrow hits the same spot and goes through the dragon's body into its heart.
And it falls and thuds to the ground.
I'm really glad I didn't decide to stay under and shoot. Thinking that.
You guys were 1 round away from dragon fire. So this dragon, it's in the sky. Michael beams it with these 2 arrows, and it twirls and it falls. It smacks onto the cliff. It smacks onto like the 30-foot like ledge of the cliff, and the cliff kind of just crumbles at the weight of the dragon, and rocks and the dragon just kind of fall into the valley below.
Is everyone alive? We all alive?
Saber-tooth tiger just jumps across the cliff and just scales this cliff up as fast as it can using all of its movement.
I'm gonna move towards the dragon and then I'm gonna start pillaging its corpse.
Where
Okay.
did all those dragons come from?
This
Teshik.
this isn't a normal occurrence for y'all.
Teshik, as you close in on this druid female, she's an elf, very young elf, probably just into her 20s. You see layers of dirt, you see layers of blood. She's not conscious, she is breathing. She appears to maybe have a few broken bones, and she's kind of sitting along one of these cliffs.
So let me think. So sometimes, let me see if I can find a picture. I can't find a picture, but I guess like, would I be able to carefully carry her? Like, is she small enough that like I could
Yeah, she's
have
pretty
her like
frail.
I could have her like in my mouth without like biting her with like my front 2 talons kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll say you can.
All right, so I would very carefully pick her up like that, and then I guess I would try and find wherever the cliff is like less crazy, and I would just try and like slide down the cliff.
Yeah, no problem.
nothing crazy, no decks or anything. And
I'll
then
just give it to you.
I'll go down further, and then once they're all the way on the ground, I'll lay her down, and I'll drop Wild Shape, and I'll touch out my hand and give her some healing magic. Are we doing the broken bones stuff?
As you reach out with healing magic, the broken bones begin to mend, the cuts begin to heal, and you see her eyes open.
I'll say to her in Druidic, "Don't worry, I'm a friend."
She nods her head. She doesn't really say anything, and she just immediately closes her eyes and rests.
I would look over at Elgin and Ryden and say, that has me pretty beat, and I think she needs time to rest. Should we set up like a campsite quick and just catch our breaths while she gains her consciousness back?
Sure. Plus, it'll take me some time to pillage this dragon's corpse, and then you hear like the sound of a dagger like going into its gut.
If need
As
be.
you drive your dagger in, and as Elgin goes to speak, your dagger strikes in, and when it strikes in, you see this life force. I really don't know how to explain it. The life force might be a good word, but you see this energy just kind of float out, and it kind of looms in the air a bit, and then almost in a magnetic sense, it flows towards Elgin. Elgin, what do you do as this energy that just came out of this dragon begins making a V line for you?
I bring up my shield and brace for what I'm assuming is probably not going to be pleasant.
You bring up this, you raise up your shield, and it flows in, like slowly flows in towards you, and it begins to wrap around your shield, and it begins to wrap around you, and then it just begins to soak into your bag. And as it soaks into your bag, you feel this like rattling kind of on your back, and you just feel this your back, it's like something's heating up on your back.
Yeah, I drop my pack then.
You drop your pack, and you see your pack kind of moving side to side.
Yeah, I guess I just dump it out.
You dump it out. The items in it just kind of scatter abroad. Amongst the random items is the large silver egg, kind of moving side to side. And then there's this split down the middle. Pieces begin to flick off. And then you see this silver head protrude from it. And then these two wings kind of forcefully push out. And before you guys is this infant silver dragon.
That is not
Scales
my
not
fault.
even formed. Just flesh.
Teshik would be
Its
in awe.
eyes aren't even open.
Teshik would be in awe. He'd be like, "Don't you dare hurt it, Elgin. These haven't existed for a long time, at least as far as my people know."
I wasn't planning on it, and I just
As all of this goes on, druid girl of the silver scale druids. Her eyes squint open and she sees it. She, as hurt and wounded as she is, she picks herself up and she walks over. She looks to it and she just falls on her knees and buries her head in the ground in front of it, almost in a worship like sense.
I don't worship it, but I sit cross-legged in meditation, and I'm just like, I really need to know what this means.
I just reach out and like kind of give it like a little pet on top of the head or something like that, just to like see what the hell, like if I'm just seeing things or if this is actually like I'm in just complete disbelief as to what the hell's going on.
You reach out and you touch it. It's top of its head. It's covered in this like yolk type substance, clear yolky type substance. It doesn't respond much.
As I'm like cutting into this red
Creaks and
dragon,
squalls a bit. Yes.
I'm going to like put my slimy hand into my pack and pull out like a little trail ration. I'm going to chuck it at the dragon.
Okay. Are you like chucking it like at its like face or like at the ground beneath it?
I'm not trying to hit it. I'm just trying to get it near it.
Okay. It kind of turns its head as if it smells, but it doesn't. It doesn't like make a move for it.
Hmm. Um, do
While
they feast on the flesh of their brothers? I don't know these creatures.
I mean, he was just tossing it trail rations, not flesh or whatever.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
does
are
it,
you asking if we know?
yeah,
I don't think they would feast on their same kind. That would be my intuition. So
Hold
maybe
on,
like
we can find out, and I'll start
this.
cutting a piece of meat up.
I
I
don't
would
know
say
how you treat baby animals.
go get a chunk of the scorched wyvern meat. They're natural enemies. I find it hard that it wouldn't find that flavor enticing.
As you guys kind of discuss all this amongst yourself, the druid girl next to you, Teshik, she quickly starts patting you on your side, and then she points to it, and her eyes are wide. And as you look at it closely, you begin you begin to see it like its size. It's as if it's shrinking. She's looking at it very confused, and she turns her head sideways and she looks at you, and then she looks back at it, and then as it's shrinking, you see its shape begin to change and begin to polymorph from this infant dragon stage into the stage of an infant child, of a newborn infant child. And as it transforms into this infant child, it just begins to cry hysterically. She quickly reaches out to it and grabs a hold of it and pulls it in closer towards her. And she looks at you, and then she looks at you, Elgin, confused, unsure of what's happening, but she pulls it in close to her as it cries.
Uh,
I'll turn to her and I'll say, you seem to have been tasked with a very important duty, young one. When you were taken, were there Were there any of your people left? Any at all?
She begins to speak in fluid druidic. We are few. We have not been together. Our people, our tribe, we live isolated from one another because if we're together, it makes for easier targets, so we disperse ourselves. My mother and I stayed together, though. That didn't work out too well for us. And she looks back to the
Yeah.
piked head.
I was gonna say, yeah, just it's hard to look at, I know, but you have to let the anger let it focus you and make you realize the importance of the task you've been given. I found myself in a similar situation many years ago, but I've come a long way since, and it seems you've been entrusted with the caretaking of what could be the first silver dragon to have existed in a very, very long time.
She looks down at the infant child in her hands, and then she looks back up at you, and she nods her head.
In time, I will be able to consult Elam on what our next course of action should be. But for now, I will keep you safe from the Black Scale until we know we have his advice. But the Black Scale are down almost all their wyverns at this point. They'll whatever resources they have left will be very limited. But if they come for me or if they come for you, if they know about this dragon, then I'll do everything I can to keep them away from you. But you have to be willing to risk your life to protect this dragon past infancy.
Hey, Teshik, why don't we take it to the queen? I mean, she's got a dragon egg, and she's, not
I
a big deal.
don't know if I can trust one outside of our circles with a responsibility of this caliber.
I mean, you've had me carrying a damn dragon egg for a couple weeks now.
Yes, but that was before it hatched. I did not know how to hatch it. I did not know if it would ever hatch. For all I knew, it was already dead. I've never hatched a dragon egg before. I've only heard legends of dragons and what they can do.
Well, right now we have a baby and not a dragon, which poses a really real problem of
As you speak, Elgin, make me a wisdom save DC 15
oh, yeah,
or DC 13.
hopefully this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, got it. 13.
Okay. You feel this like throbbing pain come into your head, almost as if like you really can't explain it, but you just feel this throbbing pain come into your head, but you're able to shake it off.
Yeah, I just reach up and grab my head. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, as I was saying, we have a baby. What the hell do we? I mean, how are we going to feed a baby? Like, we can't.
Um,
We don't.
guys,
We
guys,
don't
I think we're
have.
forgetting, the red dragons that were flying towards the city. Yeah.
There's
City has guards.
there's nothing we can do. This was just one dragon, an entire horde. Even I have limits. I think my duty at this point is to make sure that this silver dragon is found to safety, is I don't know what tribe we would take it to, but we can't leave it here.
Well, we can't leave the city to just fall to ruin.
You may do whatever you wish, Elgin. We may need to head that way anyways to try and find the rest of this young druid's people, but I don't think, even if you could get to the city in time, which you cannot, that you would be able to do anything to stop what's coming. I'm sorry, but I have much less empathy for some of you people than others. It's not to say that I feel animosity towards Ebenrod, but I have I have more important tasks ahead. I would sooner risk my life to protecting this dragon than to protect a city which seemed to have little to no understanding of the problems I've been facing these past 3 days.
Okay, but we come back to the same issue. You have a baby and not a dragon. How are you going to feed a baby?
This is not a baby, Elgin.
It looks like a fucking baby. Jesus Christ, that's not good.
What the fuck?
As you guys discuss things, the eternal form of a drow appears in front of you. Raiden, this drow is unlike any drow you've ever seen before. Teshik, you recognize this drow.
You listened for once.
And he moves forward, says nothing. He looks to the baby in the arms of the druid girl, and then he moves his lips, but nothing comes out. Then he realizes nothing comes out. Then he closes his mouth and he smiles. And then he looks to you, Elgin.
I just I say to him, I've been waiting for the moon cycle, but we found writing in the Underdark, writing that talked of dragons scorching the earth again, and I've never been much for prophecy, but we found a wall. We found a wall that said I would soon find a purpose greater than my vengeance. My vengeance brought me here. My vengeance is still unquenched, but yet here I sit next to destiny, and I'm not one to believe much in coincidence, but the wall also said that a great dragon would come, and in its coming, it would bring in thousands or hundreds and hundreds of 1,000 flames with it, like the dragons that just came through the sky. I think this prophecy is all coming true, and I think that maybe this silver dragon could be. We have to protect it at all costs, but I don't know. I don't know. You know.
What about the gold dragon? There's rumors of it hatching. Wouldn't it be equally as important?
The eternal form of Elam takes his hand and he points it to the sky. And he begins to move his fingers. And he begins to grab and he begins to pull. And as he does, the clouds begin to form in a manner he so desires. And in Druidic, it reads, "Go to Hail Athena. There are things you know not. Trust me."
I nodded and I looked at Elgin and I say, I guess we do need to go, but I I just hope that there's something left by the time we get there. The queen, she's not there yet. Maybe there's still a chance, but I don't know. Red
As we
dragons aren't known for their peace or tranquility. They're known only for scorching all that comes in their path. Sorry, now you can go.
As you're finishing what you're saying, he reaches out towards your neck and he points to the broken whistle. And then he points to the druid, the female druid next to you. And then he as he points to the female druid next to you, he moves his hand back towards your neck and he reaches out in his ethereal form. And his ethereal hand kind of like touches the broken whistle. And even though he's in the ethereal form, you see the whistle begin to mend itself. And as it mends itself, you see his ethereal form begin to fade away.
I'll turn to the girl and I'll say, normally it is customary for a previous chieftain to, on their deathbed, to give this little spiel to you, but you'll have to accept whatever crude speech I'm about to give. The role of a chieftain of a tribe is an important one. Your tribe, much like mine, is all but gone, except for a few. So your decisions must be larger than just of yourself. They must be of the improvement and well-being of everyone as all. Edom can tell you more, but this is a duty given to only a few select druids of all the lands, and I hope that you take it as seriously as your mother did before the Black Scales decided to use her and the rest of your people as slaughter bait. And I'll just take the whistle and I'll put it over her neck, and I'll say now. And I'll say now. Now clutch it and close your eyes and talk to the man who, for so long, has given me the only guidance I've had in this life.
She clutches it. Elgin, Raiden, and Teshik, you see her fall to her knees, and it's as if she's going to another place.
Someone should grab the baby.
As she falls to her knees, she has the baby intact.
I always imagine that, I guess out of character, is this, I always imagine when you're doing like the telepathy thing, it's like time is like different, like it's like instant to everyone else, but like to the person, obviously it's like seems very long. Or do you actually like have your mind leave your body? I'm not sure. Which way do you see it working out?
I see it as the mind leaving the body.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'll just sit cross-legged and wait.
Okay.
I look over at Raiden and like finally notice that he's actually really messed up. I recall back to the fact that he was just dropped from a dragon about 40 feet in the air, and I go and place a hand on his shoulder and heal him up for 10. Like, you need to be a little more careful next time.
Well, to be fair, didn't really have an option in him picking me up and dropping me.
Well, I mean, obviously, you should be working on that flying skill of yours,
Yeah.
or
Well, maybe
stick the
once I
landing.
eat this dragon's heart, maybe I'll be able to fly.
I don't know if that's how it works, but okay.
Oh, he's more than elbow deep in this dragon.
Okay.
He's going to
So
town.
what is it? What is it you're like going for with this dragon?
He wants to take its heart
Okay.
and maybe teeth, maybe its eyes, and then as many scales he can get. He really wants pills to drop for pretty much everything.
Are you guys camping right here?
That was the assumption that was under that we were.
Okay. So you can pretty much take whatever you want off the dragon.
Well, removes stuff that I.
A bit of time passes by, maybe about a half hour, and the druid female opens her eyes. And she looks around. She seems to be very socially awkward. But then again, she's a druid. I would imagine most druids are. She clenches the baby. And then she looks to you, Teshik. Druidic. She says, "You know this area better than most. Do I follow you, or is there somewhere you wish me to go? I can follow if you wish." Elam said I should take your counsel on what I should do.
There's many threats about right now. You don't seem to be trained in the ways of combat. I feel it is my duty to get you to safety.
So I follow.
Follow, yes. But first, I have a promise to keep. So after my short rest is over, I'm gonna. It's the strongest creature I can change into. I guess a brown bear is the best climber, so that's what I'd go with. I'm just gonna change into a brown bear, and I don't care how long it takes. It might take hours. Everyone's resting anyways, I'm assuming. I'm gonna drag each and every single one of the wyvern corpses up to, like, is this the top of the peak here?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drag each and all the wyvern corpses up there, and then
As you begin doing that, the female druid walks to Elgin, and she hands Elgin the baby. Do you take the baby, Elgin?
Yeah, it's one of the most awkward, like reaching out and holding the baby, and then holding the baby close to him. And he's like,
She nods her head, and you begin to see her polymorph reshape as well, and transforms into a bear like Teshik. And she follows suit and grabs a different one of the wyvern corpses and follows behind.
yeah, I guess I just look through my bag real quick, and or I guess all my shit's pretty much all over the floor. I just cut a chunk out of my bedroll and kind of make a little swaddle wrap thing for the baby. Just like uh, looking around, like I don't know what to do, guys. Like, why did you give me this?
So, like, as you say that, Raiden, like, rips out the tongue of the dragon, and he's like, yeah, that was a terrible idea to give it. It's absolutely terrible.
Okay, so check you guys get these wyverns up on top of this cliff.
Then I'm going to, I guess, before this, I would actually, before we started dragging the bodies up, I would conjure animals, and
Okay.
I would summon a bunch of flying, like, I don't know, like hawks or something, and I would order the hawks to find tree branches and bring them up to the peak.
Okay.
Um, so I just imagine all these hawks flying around and coming back with all these branches and building up this giant pyre.
Giant pyre built.
And,
Wyvern corpses on the pyre.
and I would drop my wild shape form, and I would look to the girl and I'd say, this vengeance is yours to have.
She drops her wild shape form. She steps forward. She extends her hand, and as her hand reaches out and grasps the pyre, fire emerges, and the pyre slowly begins to catch. And as it catches, goes up in flames.
I just back away, and I just envision this as like the biggest pyre I've ever seen in my life. It's like the giant torches in Gondor, except like bigger, and you could just see it from like hundreds, like tens of dozens of miles in every single direction you look. And I would say, there will be no reincarnation for these black scale.
She nods her head.
And I would actually admire the fire for a little bit, and then I would say, but there can be reincarnation for your mother still. And I would scale back down the cliff, gesture for her to follow me.
She follows.
And I would try and find somewhere nice and peaceful in this this thing, like kind of off the beaten path, maybe like some like enclave or something.
Okay.
And I would prepare the typical druid burial site. I would kind of dig a bit into the soil, and then I would put whatever parts of the severed head or whatever is left. If it's just the head, then it's like that's it. But then I would cover it completely with flowers and overgrowth, and just weave whatever plants I can find in the area into like an appropriate grave.
Very nice.
I would just say, never forget the rage. The rage will give you strength more than you can ever imagine. And then I would return to the campfire and rest a bit more.
Hey guys, does anyone want to eat dragon? Or is that too weird?
I don't see a
druid.
reason why not.
The druid girl kind of smiles a bit.
I'll give her an elf wink.
I take a look
She
at
seems offended by your wink.
Wow, I thought she was an elf.
She is. She's an elf. You're a devil elf.
Wow, racist.
Yep.
I take a look at the baby. From what I can tell, does it seem like it's doing all right, or
Yeah, it seems fine.
it's not like it hasn't cried or anything over the course of like them going out and
Oh yeah, it's cried a few times.
just sitting there
How'd you
like
respond to that?
kind of like the awkward, just like shake a little bit, not the like straight up like shaking a baby to death, but kind of like the jiggling of the baby,
Yeah,
like looking at it like, come on, don't cry, please.
it
Yeah.
calms down. It doesn't give you too much trouble. It seems to like you.
Ryden's just like looking at you and shaking his head.
And I just look at Ryder. I'm like, what does one feed a baby when there's no milk?
Have you really not ever cared for a child before?
No, they don't exactly have them in the temple.
Guess that's true. And you're fairly young. You're what, 20 something?
Around that.
Oh,
I was just imagining a really hilarious what could unfold. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I need to share the idea though. I was thinking about like wild shaping into like a cow or something, and,
oh.
and having the baby suck milk out of my teeth.
Let's not go there.
See, Ryden might be cool with that, but I don't think Michael is. Michael is
It was like a serious thought. That I was like, how could he get milk? I'm like, wait a minute.
No.
um
Um.
what Ryden will do, he'll get some of his trail rations and he'll like actually chew on it and soften it up, and then he'll try to feed the baby that.
Is this like brand new looking baby, like 8 pound 6 ounce kind of baby
Yeah.
Jesus looking baby?
Yeah.
I'm just like, don't. I
He'll
don't
like
think
clean
that's.
his arms off and he'll be like, "Come on, I got this."
I don't think that's how this works.
Trust me, I've dealt with babies before.
It sounds wrong. Babies don't eat
Well, it
trail
only
rations.
Well, it's what we got.
I would say to you guys that just because it looks like a baby, remember it's still a dragon. Our most important task is to keep it safe while it matures, not figuring out what food it needs. Dragons will eat just about anything.
I'm not figuring out what to feed it. I'm giving it trail ration. You know? Trust me.
I guess
Right
I would turn to the girl and I'd say, did Elam tell you anything of caring for the dragon?
She shakes her head. No, he didn't have much to say on that. He mainly talked of my mother and and why he wasn't there when the division between ours and the black first came.
I just nod, like not really pushing it further for now, and just say, look, if the kid enjoys it, if the dragon enjoys it, then it's fine. Just don't drop it.
Guys, I trained Stray from a little baby snake, and I've dealt with kids before. It's fine.
It's a snake, not a.
I've done both.
I hand it over.
How-
I'm like, if it dies, I don't know what. Go for it, I guess.
As you go to hand it to Michael, the druidic woman stands up And in Druidic, she frantically begins like scolding Michael. Obviously, Michael doesn't understand, but Teshik, you understand. She looks his way and she begins speaking rather quickly and swiftly. Are you a fool? Are you crazy? Do you not know what this is? This isn't a snake. This isn't an animal. This is a dragon. Completely intelligent. If anyone would be training anybody, it would be it training you. And then she turns to Elgin and she takes the baby.
It's just like the stunned look on my face, like, what the fuck? Okay.
Teshik, are all your people like this?
I would just say, um, it's just leave the care of the dragon to the girl for now.
Speaking of,
Honestly, I
does she
think she doesn't like me. She's been giving me dirty looks.
She gives you a scolding look.
have a name
Well,
so we can stop referring to her as like this thing that's giving the stink eye to everybody?
She looks at you. My name is Isdelin.
Is Dylan.
Isdelin Silverscale.
Well, my name is Raiden.
She gives you a look, not so condescending, but not so welcoming. Kind of a neutral look.
I mean, it's not like I tried to save her life and nearly got killed by a dragon because of it.
She looks your way and kind of smugly says, "Yes, true, but still, your people are evil. I've only met one good of your kind. The rest, eh,
Oh, I know. They've hunted me my entire life, so.
I'm not quick to give my trust." And then
Fine.
she looks down to the baby.
But seriously, I do think I have the most knowledge with caring for young. I've been around for over 160 years.
She's kind of neutral with that comment, with the way you worded it.
Yeah, I just said about like making camp. I'm like, fine. Look, we're going to rest tonight, and tomorrow we're going to make as much progress as we can and try to get back to Evanrod as quickly as possible.
Well, I guess tonight we're eating dragon.
Yeah.
And hopefully the baby dragon does not find that offensive or dissatisfying.
Does
Yeah.
everyone eat the dragon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I need everyone to roll me D100s.
Sick. Are we going to get dragon powers?
No.
66.
Okay, Dan,
Mhm.
never mind.
Uh-oh, that ain't good.
If it becomes important, I will tell you. Nothing bad.
So I guess the important
Can I
question
whisper
does
to
dragon taste
myself?
good?
Okay, we're good. So yeah, the next day comes about. Or is this like a short rest or a long rest?
I think it's a long rest.
Long.
I'd say it turns into long rest at that point. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say that you haven't set up camp. It's still pretty early. So it was like a day and a half here. And I'll say you guys begin backtracking towards Ebenrod. As you come out of the valley of the Twin Peaks, In the distance, you just see a sea of red moving towards the city. And you begin your trek back. And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight.